LIVE live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday evening. Wanted to say hello out there and make sure you knew that we were still right here, all for you. I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford, all for you. We're welcoming everyone into our evening with a musical piece called Vertigo by Not a King, the musician. I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford. This particular programming is produced by Terry Dwayne Ashford. It's written and broadcast by Terry Dwayne Ashford. It's managed by Terry Dwayne Ashford. It's reported by Terry Dwayne Ashford. The voiceover is Terry Dwayne Ashford. And the face that's on the cover of this particular broadcast is that of Terry Dwayne Ashford, taken right at the time of this broadcast, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Washington, D.C. We're asking that you just enjoy the music as we show our face for you today. We don't want to ever forget about you. We don't want you to ever forget us. We don't want you to ever think we're gone. We're never gone when we're caring about you like this. For SNnews, I'm your journalist-in-chief broadcaster. I'm also your in the car seat. I am that guy. We do want to remind you, in about 5 more days, we're going to be looking at the beginning, the first day of the French Open tennis tournament. Roland Garros with Iga Swiatek as our defending champion. And as we look at some headlines around the world, we're taking you to the New York Post for that today, where crime and no punishment and arrest down as to violence surges in New York City. Disturbing data shows us today on the cover of New York Post. This particular headline is coming to you from SNnews, Terry Dwayne Ashford. Right here in Washington, D.C. Today's date is May 24th, Monday evening. You're with Terry Dwayne Ashford, Street Now News. We do want to remind you that the cover on this photograph is that face, unmasked, of Terry Dwayne Ashford, who is your certified proposal writer, proposal manager. He is also your journalist and chief broadcaster for the SNnews. For you, coming in on May 24th, bringing you headlines around the world and around the nation today. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to look at some news here from the New York Post. That news from the New York Post is taking us to some data there in New York City, where violence has surged across the Big Apple last week. We're looking at data for last week, and the significant upticks in the shootings, robberies, the serious results as arrests plunged. Alarming. The New York PD statistics revealed on today. Now, the total number of arrests during the week that ended Sunday fell 10.2%. And that was compared to the same period last year. Official comp stat figures shows. Now, gun arrest plummeted 24%. From 129 to 93, and this is even as the violent crimes of shooting skyrocketed 72%. So they're arresting fewer people. At the same time, more people are getting hurt due to the crimes. For SNnews, I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford with you, for you, on this Monday, May 24th, 7 p.m., you're live, L-I-V-E, live with SNnews right now, all for you. Let us also remind you that in the car seat, that guy is your Street Now News journalist and chief broadcaster. He is also your certified proposal manager and certified proposal director that just recently applied for a business role yesterday too. Hoping to get it, but meantime, until those things happen, we're still right here with you, rocking and rolling, loving you every single day. That police data story can be found in the New York Post, the headline for today. That is brought to you by SNnews, Street Now News, under the voice of Terry Dwayne Ashford. take you to more headlines around the world. This second headline around the world coming to you from SNnews, Journalist-in-Chief, broadcaster Terry Dwayne Ashford. This particular headline comes from our Associated Press affiliates. It's a story that's entitled "Top Cop in a Black Man's Deadly Arrest Withheld Video Cam." Now, this particular story was delivered to us about 50 minutes ago and was written by Jim Mustian. We've talked about his stories before. This is a hard news story here. AP Investigations is looking at that particular story out of New Orleans. AP. Now, we talked about, too, this story. I think this is the same story. We're going to, was it Green? Yeah, it is. It's the exact same story. Back in the headlines where the video was held, but the AP finally received that video and unveiled it. Now, and perhaps the strongest evidence yet attempted to be covered up in a deadly arrest. Now, this particular arrest occurred in 2019. And the video was held up until now. The arrest included a man by the name of Ronald Green, and it was an arrest made by Louisiana State police officers, ranking police officers at the scene, falsely told the internal investigators that the black man was still a threat to flee. He was still a threat to flee. That's the reason why they did what they did there. And the new state police documents obtained by the Associated Press, which was withheld for about 2 years, that those documents shows total inconsistencies between Lieutenant Clara's statements to the detectives. And also, in contrast to the body cam footage, he denied even having. Well, that's your headline around the world coming from SNnews. It's a story. This is coming from the AP, Jim Mustian. He wrote about this story last week. It graced the headlines of SNnews last week, and it's coming back today. About 59 minutes ago, this particular story was delivered by AP Investigations on the black man's death that withheld the information and was gone. Now, this is the same black man, too, that they drug. They drug him onto the grounds from one end of the street to the other one to put him into the car. For SNnews, I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford. We're going to be closing out for you in a few short moments. We're having such fun that we're going to make a part 2 for this broadcast, and we're going to come back and give you more headlines around the world. Just a few short moments. In the meantime, we're going to close out on this one right now in about 10 seconds, and then we're going to come right on back with you, because that's how we love you there. Here.